fact, all attention right now, at least the political attention, would be towards the Tihar jail, where the Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh, who has been behind the bars for nearly 7 months in the Delhi Liquorgate case, is all set to walk out of the Tihar jail possibly any time. We don't really know. The order has already reached the jail. We were told 2 hours ago, but he's not out yet. It should happen in a moment of time. While the Aam Aadmi Party and the Aam Aadmi Party leaders as well as family members all have reached the Tihar jail, quite frankly, this is going to be way beyond just a political spectacle of welcoming Sanjay Singh. Sanjay Singh was granted bail by the Supreme Court yesterday and his release is imminent. In fact, what we are also being told at this point, and it's important to understand that a trial court had set the conditions for Sanjay Singh's bail. The court has ordered that the Aam Aadmi Party MP should not make any comments regarding his alleged role in the case. And Sanjay Singh was also asked to surrender his passport. His movement will also be tracked by a probe officer. So while this is one aspect of Sanjay Singh, we also have the other aspects at this point, and that there are two sides to this. One, about how there's a bail petition which has been moved by Arvind Kejriwal. The orders have been heard in court. Strong arguments, whether it be from the Enforcement Directorate side or Arvind Kejriwal's side, back and forth on whether Arvind Kejriwal should have been arrested or not. I'm being joined by Dr. Anil Kumar Gupta at this point, who's a spokesperson for BJP, as well as Ravi Srivastava, who's a political analyst. I'm also likely to be joined by Madhavan Narayanan in a short while from now. But let me just go across to Ravi Srivastava at this point. Mr. Ravi Srivastava, how are you looking at what is expected in the next few moments possibly?
With regard to the judgment order reserved by the Honorable High Court today after the hearing of Mr. Kejriwal and the ED side, you mean to say that? Or you are asking that if the order is reserved? I don't know, because the Honorable Judge has not indicated whether they are going to deliver it today or they are going to deliver it in the course of time. But as far as the case is concerned,
in fact, Mr. Ravi Srivastava, you know, the way you asked me what are you talking about, I had kept it quite open-ended, because there's so much that seems to be flooding the Aam Aadmi Party politically. And going one after the other, whether it be the Delhi liquor scam, whether it be the Delhi Jal Board, whether it be notices that have been released to Atishi over the statements that she made that there would be ministers who would be arrested in next 4 months. There is just so much that's happening around Aam Aadmi Party. But my immediate question was about the possible release of Sanjay Singh, sir.
Right, you are right. Now, because you have enlarged the question to such an extent that your time will fall short if I keep on speaking on all the aspects like that. Anyway, you specifically mentioned that what do we see in the Sanjay Singh's bail yesterday. Yes, right. The issue here is in the PMLA, the moment the matter reaches for the trial, the evidence immediately starts falling like a pack of cards. This is what exactly is going to happen, because the entire case has been made on conjunctures, references, surmises, assumptions, the approvers' statements, and the kind of a thing that, you know, some WhatsApp chat indicates here, some money was taken away by the Hawala operator. Hawala operator's statement is being relied upon. How did he do the Hawala? How did he send the money? Who received it? Who delivered it? And everything has got no documentary evidence. So the moment the matter reaches to the court for trial, I'm saying, as far as the remand is concerned, as far as the investigation is concerned, everything okay. You do it because the courts have no option. In the PMLA, it has to be, you know, the person who is accused has to prove that he is not guilty.
Okay, all right, let me just go across to the BJP to get their response. Dr. Anil Kumar, you heard what Ravi Srivastava said, but if you look at what happened in the court as well today, Arvind Kejriwal saying it very categorically, the only reason why he has been arrested is to end the Aam Aadmi Party, to stop him from contesting the elections, to ensure that he is embarrassed. The Enforcement Directorate, of course, opposed this extremely strongly. They said just because there's a chief minister, should he not be arrested at all when there are evidences against him? But again, in Sanjay Singh's case, if you look at it, the court has asked, why keep him more than 6 months? Do you really require him, considering there's been no trace? All of this will raise questions for the BJP, and the opposition clearly celebrating the bail of Sanjay Singh in that direction.
Yeah, good evening to you and all the viewers. Let me take you a few days before the Honorable High Court decision when the CM Kejriwal was not appearing before the ED. What Honorable High Court had ruled on that day, that ED has submitted a lot of evidence to the Honorable High Court. And on that particular day, the Honorable High Court told the ED, who stopped you to arresting the CM Kejriwal? That means there are enough evidence of involvement of Shri Kejriwal ji in this liquor scam. Now, the two more points in this. Yesterday, Honorable Supreme Court has granted bail. See, getting bail is a normal procedure in court proceedings. It may be true that ED may have not opposed or may oppose, but see, it is now the trial is going, still the investigation is going on. The trial has not started. I'm not a very expert in legal terms.
Exactly
but
the point. Exactly the point that court said.
Yeah,
there's no
yes,
trial also.
and
there's no trace of money also. Why do you want to keep him more than 6 months?
See. What, see, it is not a full text of the Honorable Court ruling. See, Honorable Court has also commented on the said they are not commenting on the merit of the liquor scam. What does it mean? That means the liquor scam still stands, and Honorable Court has not said any word and have not objected. And see, and what the passport has been surrendered, he cannot move out.
Okay.
I mean, he has to he is to be watched by the police officers and all that thing. That shit. Getting bail, I'm saying, is a normal procedure. And when the trial will start,
all right.
All the documents
Let me just go across to my third panelist, sir, for the introductory remarks. Madhavan Narayanan, if I may come to you. Madhavan Narayanan, this was a question that I open-endedly asked Ravi Srivastava. But if I can ask you this again, one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, troubles for Aam Aadmi Party just doesn't seem to get over. Every day there's something, whether it be the Delhi liquor scam, whether it be the Delhi Jal Board scam, whether it be notices to Atishi, and there's even more that seems to be unfolding even as we speak. There are reports that are emerging from the Central Probe Agency again. So either they are corrupt, they are embroiled in solid corruption, or there's a perception of corruption, or there's a battle against a perception that they need to fight. Either ways, is Aam Aadmi Party fixed?
No, Sneha, but I'm going to, first of all, say something very simple. Why am I not surprised? It's important to ask why we are not surprised, because all the agencies that you mentioned, CBI and Enforcement Directorate, and whoever is slapping these charges, filing FIRs, they are all part of, officially under the Constitution of India, they are part of the executive. They're not part of the judiciary. So the executive reports to the elected government, which is run by the ruling party, which is why I've been asking time and again the question, why should we not look at this as a political witch hunt and not as a corruption prosecution, anti-corruption prosecution? Now, let us go back to how Arvind Kejriwal started his career in politics with the India Against Corruption movement, which was for the Lokpal, which would be an independent institution to probe corruption in high places, including offices like the chief minister, which he's in holding. Now, today, Lokpal is in the news because it has asked for CBI to probe something against Mahua Maitra, but Lokpal has been conspicuously absent on cases like this, whereas this is when an elected leader is being targeted by another elected government through the executive or in some way or the other,
then we need to ask two questions. One is there a conflict of interest? Because there is a conflict of interest when the ruling party, because it's not just about Enforcement Directorate or CBI. I can go back into history and tell you that there was a time, there was an agreement during VP Singh's tenure as finance minister that income tax rates will not be publicized because people cannot be presumed and given a perception of guilt while they are not guilty. Such rules have been abandoned while the ruling
Right.
party spokespersons go to town with the arguments against the accused. An accused is not a convict. And even in most of these cases, even charge sheets have not been filed. Forget about prosecution, trial, and final conviction. So there is a lot to believe that this is essentially a political matter with conflicts of interest. Let me conclude by saying that Sanjay Singh's
Okay, let
bail
me just get in
today.
the BJP person to respond to this.
Yeah, let me complete, please. Let me complete by saying this. There are issues related to Prevention of Money Laundering Act that are still open, but I regard the bail given to Sanjay Singh as a moral victory for Aam Aadmi Party because it sets the precedence of the degree of relevance and evidence that is necessary for a certain direction for the prosecution to proceed.
Right. Right. In fact, just taking forward what Madhavan Narayanan has spoken, Dr. Anil Kumar, you could respond to Madhavan Narayanan, but also adding to what he said. There's a report today in the Indian Express which says 25 opposition leaders facing corruption probe crossed over to BJP. 23 of them got reprieve. Add that to what's happening with Arvind Kejriwal. Add that to what is happening with the so-called crackdown on corruption, if that's what the BJP claims, or contradict that with what seems to be what the opposition is claiming, what many people are claiming, that this is nothing but a political witch hunt, including what Arvind Kejriwal is claiming. It is going to be a tightrope. Dr. Anil Kumar Gupta?
Please give me 2 minutes to reply all this. You know the background of Arvind Kejriwal ji. He is an ex-ISRS officer. The ED also come under the Department of Revenue. And as an IRS officer, he must be aware of the procedure ED followed because they were having the same background. Now come to the point. Who delayed the investigations?
No, sir, this
solely
doesn't make
responsibility.
Sense, no. You asked for 2 minutes.
I'm saying that's why I asked. Who delayed to my limited knowledge of the law, who delayed the investigation? Only Kejriwal Saab. First summon was issued in the October. He had to appear on 3rd of November. It is a normal procedure till the time investigation is complete. Charges is not filed. Now he has named the 2 persons, Atish and Saurabh Bhardwaj. So in the normal course, when the ED investigates, unless until the investigation is complete, is it not that by intention or some other background working that Arvind Kejriwal ji has delayed this investigation, and now on the time of the Lok Sabha election, he wished to go, or ED has summoned him to go to the ED custody in the court? It should also be inquired why he has named
Ravi
Atishi and
Srivastava, do you want to respond to
at this
that?
particular time. And one more thing. See, now, even for BJP, today also we have sent a legal notice to the Aam Aadmi Party because they are bunch of liars. Daily they create drama, they do all these hanky-panky. Sometimes they said ki, some offer is given to join the BJP and with no proof. Every other day they create a drama just to get public support, just to get the media highlight. And that is the routine affair, and they don't come
Sir,
with the proof.
if notices had to be sent to BJP as well, Operation Lotus के लिए बहुत सारे notices मिलेंगे, but nonetheless allow Ravi Srivastava to please respond.
Sneha, first of all, I just request my friend not to use the words like drama, notanki, or kingpin, or something like that. There has to be hard truth, which is not evidence, which is incontrovertible. Means there is no need, there is to be proven. The proven fact in this case is, you asked a very valid question, Indian Express report today, 25 out of 23 have got the reprieve, and for 3 the cases have been closed. Mr. Praful Patel, the case has been closed. Chhagan Bhujbal, the ED comes to court and says the file has been misplaced. But is it the way that Yes, our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi ji, is fighting against the corruption by taking all corrupt people into his own party. I mean, is this the way of fighting corruption? Since he came into power, the most corrupt, the Vijay Mallya, the Mehul Choksey, the Nirav Modi, everybody, they looted country and vanished from India. This is how he fought the corruption in the country.
Okay.
Now, he's
All right.
asking, my friend
Okay,
is
one
asking,
question to Mr. Anil Kumar. Mr. Anil Kumar, today as Sanjay Singh is likely to walk out of jail any moment, a leader whom you arrested in the name of corruption, as he is going to walk out of jail, there's going to be a celebration by the opposition, not just the Aam Aadmi Party, by the opposition, that this is a proof of how people are being witch hunt. There have been cases that have been filed, but there's been no trace. I'm asking you, sir, why
Yeah.
has it taken 6 months and no trace that have been able to be proved with this gentleman who has been arrested almost 7 months ago from his residence after the ED claimed that there were 2 crore rupees given to him?
Sneha, hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. A minute to you before I go to Madhavan Narayanan.
Yeah. Has he ever been exonerated by the court? Not. The opposition party plays a double role.
No.
See, the Sanjay Singh got the bail. When somebody got arrested, they say BJP got them arrested. When somebody got the bail, they don't say BJP gave them bail. Why this is the double standard? We always say it is a judiciary, independent judiciary. They have to take it. They take a decision. We all must respect the judiciary. When he get the bail, he get the bails of himself. When he get arrested, BJP get him arrested. So this double standard should not be there.
All right. Okay,
That's what
Madhavan
I want to say.
Narayanan, just a last word from you. You know what? Okay, what unfolded in the court today, if you look at, of course, the court's final judgment is yet to come out. We don't know what it is, whether there's bail or no bail. But if you look at just the arguments that have happened in the court, Arvind Kejriwal claiming this is just an attempt to embarrass me. This is just an attempt to ensure that I don't go and campaign for the elections. Arvind Kejriwal saying this is just to be able to break up the Aam Aadmi Party. The ED saying, listen, this is a chief minister. There are allegations against him. There was an investigation against him. Why can't he be arrested just because he's a chief minister who has not even been deposing himself before the Enforcement Directorate or the central probe agencies? What do you make out of this?
Hello.
Madhavan Narayanan? Yes, this is to you, Madhavan Narayanan.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear my name.
Can you hear me, Mr. Madhavan Narayanan?
Let me take you to cricket for a change, Sneha, because I've been listening to all these arguments. The cases are so complicated that it's not our job to discuss beyond a point the details of the case in which even charge sheets have not been filed and trials have not been focused. But it is abundantly clear to me that there is a established systematic plan and using every loophole or law to actually politically contain Arvind Kejriwal. You might see it as legitimate politics because nothing illegal has happened. But if I were to use the analogy of cricket, Arvind Kejriwal seems to be batting with the Lieutenant Governor bowling, and there is CBI at slip, Enforcement Directorate at gully, the Income Tax Department at forward short leg. He's surrounded. So what the Aam Aadmi Party has done, which Congress has not done in similar cases, is that they have taken the battle to the public, because in a democracy, there are two courts. One is the judiciary, the other is the public. But the elephant in the room in this case is the Prevention of Money Laundering Act itself, because the spokespersons are right in saying that the judiciary is doing what it is. But the PMLA itself has provisions that are highly controversial, because let us look at three things in which case bail can be denied. There are only three legitimate instances of denial of bail. One is
40 seconds, sir.
The accused may run away. The second is that there will be a tampering of evidence. The third is the need for custodial interrogation or investigation. Now, all of this logically should happen in a reasonable time frame within which all these things can be done even parallelly, because in this particular case, the the fear of running away is ruled out. So essentially, we're
Right.
talking about tampering with evidence or
Right.
investigation. Now, in the PMLA Act and the provisions
Right.
that were envisaged essentially for narco-terrorism and not for normal white-collar or political correction in which things are vague, the things get complicated when you take provisions of one law and apply it in another case just because there is a possibility of money laundering connected with this and that. And therefore, I think it's very important to remember that a lot
Right,
of the
we're totally out of
accusations in
time,
this
sir.
case are pertaining to campaign funding for elections. It is not an open and shut transfer of money into banks with a quid pro quo.
Okay.
So there are lots of open ends in this case, and therefore we as journalists or analysts have to look at the probability of what is likely to happen. To me, the whole game appears political as of now.
All right, Dr. Anil Kumar, I'll have Mr.
Yeah.
Madhavan Narayanan, I'll have to interrupt you. We're totally out of time at this point. But one thing is common here. I started asking Madhavan Narayanan with match fixing, with AAP fixing, and he's ended with a cricket analogy. There seems to be something interconnected here. But Dr. Anil Kumar, Ravi Srivastava, as well as Madhavan Narayanan, thank you very much, all three of you, for joining us.